What's the loudest intake for the Supras? 3,000, 4,000 RPM makes some pretty crazy noises. So I recently became friends with the owner of A90 shop in Made Motorsports. He said 0 question Armaspeed neck snapper. Perfect, I'm going to get that. And it is for sale on Armaspeed.com. Will from A90 and Made also sent a care package. So if you didn't know how car parts work, buying, selling them, everyone gets the same stuff from the same people, from the same manufacturers, from the same distributors. We're all locked into MAP pricing, and this thing says open me. So no one can really beat prices unless the distributors or the manufacturers say, hey, we're gonna run a sale, so no one undercuts each other. So it's like, how do you even give anyone a reason to purchase from Armaspeed? Well, for us, if you like the content, especially if you like the A90 content, the more parts we sell, the more it convinces me to keep it around to help further the business, create more content with it. Otherwise, my brain's just gonna take us other places. But if just sales are crushing, you guys are supporting and enjoy the content, I'm gonna keep making content for the A90 community. 2 A90 shop hats, appreciate it, Will. Made stickers, A90 shop sticker. Oh. 2? I almost feel like I should package these. This is like an eBay flip, in my opinion. 10 mil keychain HKS. These are kind of hard to come by. I don't even want to open it. I'm not gonna open it. So back to my rant. So I was like talking to Devin, who runs Armaspeed with me, and he's like, why don't we just tell our people how this works? So you'll see a lot of companies give cars away. It's an incentive to purchase through them, or they make content and you want to support them that way. Or they're just a household name like Rally Sport Direct and such, all these bigger companies, like you just know that they have stuff. And so it's up to each one of us companies to have a good support team, which we have Kaylin on our team. She's great, she'll take care of you. So if you see something or a better price somewhere else, we'll check if they're violating the rules. If they're not, on some weird occasion where we're not informed from the people who make the parts, then we'll totally match that price. We always want to make sure that we have things on the site that can get to you relatively quick and answer any questions about the products, or if you have issues, we can go talk to the manufacturers because we have direct contact with them if you can't get a hold of them. So you're really just supporting the people running the businesses. So Armaspeed, there's 4 of us, and we're growing every day thanks to your help on the other side of the screen. We're adding A90 parts all the time, other platforms as well. We're backlogging some of the other cars on the channel. So we're excited. We're excited to have your support. Through these videos, I want to keep educating you on how this industry works and talk about the different things going on. So if you have a question, like, how does that work? How does this work? Or how do I know if this or that? Leave a comment down below. I'll casually touch on it in the next video like this. In this box, we have our intake, which this looks like a top piece. We have some more hats. Ooh, 5950 Made Motorsports, like that. And then we have Armaspeed hat, sick. Thanks, Will. More stickers, magnet, sweet. A90 shop and Will and Made Motorsports. Will's the plug. He's helping us get some parts listed on the site, so that it gives you the opportunity to support this channel and order parts through Armaspeed and through Will's network of relationships with the parts companies and what we have so far. It's just a big pool of, hey, can we get this parts from this people? We have our customers through our YouTube channel that want to support Armaspeed. That doesn't weigh anything. I seriously am gonna look up what these are worth on eBay before I open them. I just have to. We'll do it. We'll touch on these in another video. Is that bad that I'm thinking that way? That's terrible. I feel like that's terrible. I'm just too curious, because if it's like $100 plus unopened, I might as well hang on to that for a couple years. All right, what's this? Oh, Will sent me key covers. Nice little protectors. I have dropped mine a couple times already and I'm cringed out, so I'll throw this on at the end. Comes with 2 for both keys. If you like this product, you want it, I'll have it linked in the description. Should be pretty cheap. Now for the intake. Really nice packaging. Keeps it well maintained. Ooh, ooh. This is a nice finish. This soft edge, right, that feels really nice. It's like foam, not just rubber. Give you up close on that in a bit. Parker with the red ST. See both of us tagging each other on Instagram all the time. Cousins live across the street from each other. Went to the lake for his birthday, and we're cruising a 7-hour route tomorrow around Arizona. A couple of family members and some friends. And, oh, this is nice. Look at this. Huh? And I'm thinking, I really like the look of this I really like the look of this route that we have going. I've always wanted to host a cruise, not a meet, a cruise, but I want to make it invite only at first because the idea of someone wrecking a car because they got too rowdy if we had too large of a group scares me to death. And I want to do it like driving most of the day. This might be a nice little pre-run and motivate me to host the first ever Armaspeed cruise, maybe annually, semi-annually. So I'll keep you posted on that. It's a nice filter, all black. It says Armaspeed 120 millimeter, 4.7 inch. Nice. All the little pieces. And the shield looking deal. But what I was getting at is it's 11 p.m. before we go on this 7-hour adventure tomorrow, starting at 6 a.m. It's 11 p.m. and I'm installing this because it came in today while we were at the lake. I'm not gonna drive 7 hours. I'm not gonna get a good night's sleep when I know I could lose a little sleep, install this intake, and drive all day tomorrow with it. I would have so much regret. So yeah, I'm gonna lose some sleep so I can install this. Something like this. Sweet. Here is the Armaspeed intake assembled. For the name of science, I have learned and already damaged in the name of science this carbon lid. I cracked the clear coat right here because I put too much flex in it because this cover right here is a little bit finicky, but I'm working on figuring out the best way to go about things to make it as easy as possible for you, which we'll get to. But now you can appreciate this intake, the way it looks. This is a cool looking intake. Really nice carbon everywhere. It's gonna look great under the hood. It's got our serial number visible, which is cool to show that it's legit. Intake air temperature sensor with the new bolts that is included with the kit fit nice. The O-ring seal to make sure it seals right works great. This bung right here is great quality. It snaps onto the OEM one. For the recirculation for the PCV, positive crankcase ventilation, air goes in right here, and the OEM hose clips on nicely to this because this bung is high quality. So that's awesome. This is a super simple coupler, has a logo on it, it's functional, intake filter's plenty big, and oh my gosh, is this thing loud. This is what makes a Supra, and I'm curious to see how this is compared to the other two intakes I already have here at the house for us to test. We're kind of starting off with a bang. I like this rubber seal here, which you'll see when it's installed, as well as a rubber seal here to protect your carbon so it doesn't rub. Cool setup. Let's get into the install and make it as simple as possible. The best way to support myself making content for you to make your installs easier is purchasing with the link down below. Everyone gets their parts from the manufacturers. It's all coming from the same place. We're gonna get this to you as fast as possible, working with Armaspeed to get this to your door. In advance, thank you for purchasing this intake. I know a lot of you out there, this is gonna be a great fit, and going through Armaspeed, it means the world. We just make a tiny little margin on every intake, so it's strength in numbers is the theme for let's keep making Supra content, BMW content, and purchasing from Armaspeed.com to grow us. Just a team of 4. We're just car peeps, just like yourself. To the install. This intake has new hardware, and all the hardware in it is a 2.5 millimeter Allen. Just picked up these Icon, regular on one side, ball head on the other. These are great from Harbor Freight. I'll also have some linked in the description on the massive Amazon list of common tools I use all the time. Let's install this thing, shall we? Pull the engine cover off to make more room. Putting my Maxi Flex work gloves on. These are my favorite. Talk about them almost every video if you're new here. Linked in the description on my Amazon list. I'm 6'1", 160 pounds, and I wear a medium. Step 1, Allen head, 3 mil. Works to get these mass airflow sensor screws. Don't want to drop this. Set this off to the side. Flathead screwdriver. Easiest thing to do to loosen this hose clamp right here. I'm gonna separate the inlet pipe from the intake filter housing. So this should be separate. That's what kills a lot of your noise. Not only just this filter over here, but they designed this to kill a lot of noise. So that's no fun. And then this just lifts out of here. Make sure your rubber grommets are in there. They sometimes come off with the intake. I actually put them on backwards last time, I realized now. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix it. Push them in this way. With the stock intake out, the kit does come with this piece right here, and you're asking yourself, what is this for? This is gonna slide right in here. Place it approximately like that. This rubber grommet's good. This is how I'm gonna position my clamps. One slightly off, so it's easy to get to. Power ratchet with a 7mm ready to go because these are 7mm. Go ahead and slide this down to the turbo. On the back side, you've got your PCV. Before you tighten anything up, you should definitely put that on because it's a short hose. Heard that clip, it's on. Can clip in the intake air temperature sensor. Looking in here to verify I can see my 7mm. This could be a regular ratchet, I just have a power ratchet. Before this is snug, I'm gonna make sure and feel on the back side that my clamp is exactly where I want it. Tug on it, make sure it's not gonna come off. The clamp down there is just snug, it's not tight. And I wanna leave it that way to make sure we have the intake shield that shields it off from the heat from the engine is where it needs to be. Take this and slide it in, pull up on the pipe, push it through. Taking note where the main intake pipe wants to sit. Now I'm gonna carefully lift it up. This shield out of the way, push this back down just a little bit. Now I'm gonna go in here and tighten that 7mm up. Clamp on the turbo. Snug, not overly tight. My clamp's not on as straight as it could be, so I'm gonna redo it. I like that a lot. So I'm gonna reach in with my left hand, hold the clamp exactly where I want it, and get in here with my right hand and tighten it down. Snug, not tight, still not even. Be patient with this part, could be better. Now when I pull on this, it's very tight, very snug. Not gonna have any leaks. I really like where that's at. Now we can take our shield, slide it in place, push the intake through, line this up with our grommets. It wants to leave a scratch up here on the corner. Just be careful, your engine bay. This is fitting nice, very nice. Happy with that. This has just enough pipe exposed to get our clamp on there for the intake filter, which we're gonna do next. Putting this right here. All right, that's secure. Take our 7mm. Snug, not overly tight. Want to break the clamp. That's going nowhere. This is good. This is good. Very stable. Not going to make any noise under the hood. Love that. This is the part where I want you to get ready to dial this piece in. I'm going to show you something cool. Check this out. These just went live on Armaspeed.com. We're actually their first drop shipping account, which is exciting. This is some folks from Nashville, Tennessee that made this silicone tray. It's flexible, holds all different size bolts. You just poke them through there. So if you want to put things in order, like I'm gonna do my intake, then I'm gonna do my manifold down here, then I'm gonna do my weird stuff in the corner, some bigger bolts over here. These things are rad. You can basically set them anywhere, and this is perfect for this situation. If you want to purchase one of these, I'll leave it in the description. Armaspeed.com. Support the channel, support Bolster and their team. Car people doing car things. This is an invention for every car person, and it's affordable, so I'm really excited about that for all of you watching. A couple days later, let's pause the install. This carbon cover is kind of a pain to get going. There's a pro tip. I was about to show you a workaround of putting it on a table, and Justin can throw on screen all the things I was trying to struggle with. We need to bend the tabs, get a pair of pliers or something. I can bend it with my hand a little bit. Will from A90, who helped us get this going, like I mentioned earlier in the episode, gave me the pro tip of bending the tabs, and this is how it made it much easier. So use this to help get the carbon cover on and save you some legwork and stress. This is the only pain point of the install, and now we just made it easy. Talked to Will about how this fit, and he advised, Cam, you can bend these tabs to make them fit a little better. That's what they're designed for. I was like, oh, that's a great idea. I did not want to snap them and take a chance, but if you say so, I am going to see if we can do that. This is the most problematic one. It just needs to be lower. So I'm gonna kind of bend it down like that. Let's see if that helps. Lines up perfectly after bending it down a little bit. Any type of pliers will work. I bent this one up a little bit. Now I'm gonna take this one, bend it a little bit. Just a little bit of playing with it. Let's see if these line up easier. This one was extremely difficult. Now it's easy right out of the gate. Second most difficult one Now going in with ease after bending the tabs. Now for this corner one, it's a little bit out of place, but I can reach my finger underneath and line it up with ease. Now I can snug them all up. Goes in like butter now. Ah, much better. And that is how to make light work of the carbon fiber cover. That did give us a little bit of issues. Just need to bend the tabs. Thank you, Will, for the pro tip. That made install much easier. Here's the microphone. I'm gonna set it right here next to the intake to get this cold start. Super underwhelming cold start so far, but with just a little bit of load. Check this out. Kind of bog it. About 3,500, 4,000 RPM you get the most. The Armaspeed intake is crazy. There's a couple different instances to show off for the boys. How to get some intake noises. My favorite, my personal favorite, manual mode, sport mode, second gear. Hold the brake with your left foot right before it starts to break loose. Load it up. It's crazy loud on the outside. Then you can also just bog it. Just keep shifting. It's echoing off that wall. Just getting on around 3,000, 4,000 RPM and then letting off makes some pretty crazy noises. It probably makes noises doing a burnout, so we'll have to get that. The microphone right above me and the headliner so you can get a good feel for the cabin with this intake. But before I let you hear that, so you get a real good driving perspective of what this intake sounds like, as far as the personality change of the vehicle, minimal difference. The stock intake flows very, very well, all things considered. Like some cars feel like, whoa, the throttle response is crazy different. Most of that comes from the tuning with this car. So don't let that fool you if you do them in reverse order like I did. You get just a very minimal increase of throttle response right off the rip. On the top end, you're gonna have more flow. It's gonna be more consistent. The motor's just gonna scream on the top end. So that's definitely there, but it's minimal because the stock intake flows so well. The main thing you're really buying this for is the sound and just to have that little bit more consistent flow on the top end, in my opinion, that you can feel. So I wanna put the car in drive mode, not sport. Start to hear all sorts of crazy noises when the traction control kicks on and it starts cutting boost, and it's like all these crazy noises. Let's put it in sport mode with a little bit of exhaust. I'll throw it in manual so we can control it. You can really just load it up. Is that not sick or what? 2 more intakes to see if they sound similar, but what's a little bit better than an intake, even though the sound is awesome, is tuning this car because it gets so much faster. It burns the tire through 4th gear. I'll see you on this video. Hands down, the most important mod for the Supra.